Hi, everybody. Monsignor Jim here from Saint Miriam, and I felt that since we were going to be releasing some information this week, it was probably a good time to make one of our famous update videos that we used to do quite frequently during the pandemic. We live in unprecedented times right now, and I know that a lot of us are anxious and even frightened at what's going on with the current administration. So many of our core values as a community are in jeopardy. And many of us believe that the core values of what makes our nation so wonderful is also in peril. Now, I've also learned that things take time. We can't react to every news story. We can't react to every order that comes out of the executive wing. And we also can't give up hope that others who are like-minded are also working behind the scenes and soon to come out of those shadows in order to challenge and to strengthen those values that we hold so dear, especially those contained in our Constitution. Recently, Saint Miriam reminded all of us of our core values. I placed in the bulletin this little chart, and we will do so again in this coming week so that you can look at it and read it and become more familiar with it one more time. We put people first, we strive for justice, we have a joyfulness of spirit, and we do all of that with humility, focusing always on the love and the grace of God. Now, we've always been a place of inclusion. We've stumbled many times, but we've always buoyed ourselves through our community. And that's why over the coming days, you will start to see two major agenda items pushed forward on helping to guide us over the treacherous water that we are now in. One is our updated DEI policy. We've always had a policy that we have followed for diversity, for equity and inclusion. But we're going to push it just a little bit more, and we're going to make sure that all of those values are spelled out in a very easy to understand diagram, and we're going to base that DEI outlook on belonging, justice, and accessibility. We want to continue to be a place that doesn't put one person above another simply because of who they are, but we are always going to be a place that recognizes the deficiencies in the way people are treated based on their sexuality or the color of their skin or who they love or their gender status. Any exterior delimiting factor that causes people to be harmed and not to be able to get a leg up, we're going to continue to uphold the values, those core values that I spoke of and that are also on your screen throughout this video. The other thing that we're going to be releasing is a brand new draft of an immigration policy. Now, why are we putting together this guidance for our parish and our school? And why are we supporting refugees and immigrants in a way that puts information directly into their hands? Well, we employ 2 immigrants within our school community, one from Mexico and one from Ukraine. We have welcomed them, we have supported them, we have signed affidavits to get them here along with their families, and all of that could be in jeopardy. They are valuable members of our community. They work hard, they take care of children, they earn a good living, they pay taxes, and we have called them family, not just team members. The other thing that we also have to take care of is what happens if a federal ICE agent comes to our property tries to gain entrance to our parish or our school? What guidance does the law give us? What guidance are we granted by God through our moral right as a Catholic Franciscan parish community? And how are we going to react? And so we are increasing our security. We are updating 2 more additional cameras on our campus. We are also going to issue guidance to our primary staff on how you might react if an agent or agents show up at our door. What kind of warrant must they have? And where are they permitted within our facility and within our campus? We're not leaving it to chance. And so we're going to issue this immigration guidance, not just to our parish and our school and our families, but also to the community at large, so that we can help during this interim period of flux until we can have a better understanding of what's going to happen in the future. And speaking of future, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to look at our own future. We have been looking at the way we cut back on expenses, those outreach areas that we have expanded, our school, and the updates to our parish and our campus. Also caring for the historic cemetery that's in our charge as well. But we recognize that since the pandemic and the recovery that we're finally in, there needs to be added revenue streams. And so the one thing that we announced a few months ago is that we were looking at selling off the 2-acre parcel of land from our 12.5 acres that we own. It's undeveloped. It sits up at the corner of our property. It's wooded, and it would make a good building lot for a single family dwelling. And so we have listed with NAI Geis, and we hope that one day we'll be able to sell that property. And if we do, then the influx of that cash stream is going to go to bolster our parish, our school, and to help continue the legacy of a 300-year-old cemetery. But it's not enough. That's only a Band-Aid approach. And so we do have to increase giving. Now, we've done a remarkable job of going from where we were during the pandemic, trying to heal as we came out of the pandemic, and then where we are today. But we're still a couple $1,000s a month short overall in our budget. And we'd like to partner and make up at least half of that through an increase of electronic giving. There are many of you who give generously and do so with checks, and we're very grateful for that. But without some routine, without having some knowledge of when those checks are coming, we still have the budget issues in order to keep things going. So I'd like to ask that you take a moment and reflect on the core values of what makes Saint Miriam, and how it has impacted your spirituality, your life, and your growth. The ways that Father Liam and I instill in this community the spiritual growth opportunities, the mass opportunities, the devotional opportunities to enhance not only your life, but the lives of those that you come into contact with. And if you find it to be valuable, I'd ask that you increase your giving. Send a note and let us know when the next major contribution might be coming. And if you are on electronic giving, if you can give just a little more, or if you can cover your expenses that come with giving electronically, one of the things that we would be able to do is to have less anxiety about our future and concentrate on caring for others. Finally, I'd like to end by stating that I cannot overstate how critical it is during this time that we be true to ourselves and true to our community, true to our God, and true to our faith. We have to align ourselves with like-minded people to give us strength to reduce our fear, our anxiety, to align ourselves with those core values that we know to be true, especially at times like these, when the world around us seems so daunting. The only antidote that I've ever found in my life, in all of the times of fear, when I'm overwhelmed and I'm losing hope, is community. People who love me and support me, those same people who love and support you. Without that community, we are going to find that we end up in paralysis, and we will be unable to support and to love others at a time when they need us in their community as well. So I'm asking you to connect, to give, to love, to hope, and I'm asking you to act. Contact those people around you. Check in on them. Offer them hope and a voice and a listening ear. Contact those that represent your districts and give them an earful about what our community believes and what you believe and how you would hope that this nation and this world would move forward together. Together, you, myself, Father Liam, our ministry team, those who care for our school, the parish, the grounds, and our cemetery. That's the only way that we're going to make it through this, together. I invite you to pray and to hope and to gather together every opportunity you have on Sundays, on Wednesday or Thursday for adoration, for those meaningful moments. And then take a separation from all of the media and the hype. I'm not asking you to shut it out. I'm just asking you to do what I had to do and find a good balance. So that's what I'd like to see us all do together. I'd like us to connect, to give, to love, to hope, and then to act. We're all in this together. May God bless you. May God bless all of us. May God bless those who are in fear for their very existence. May God continue to bless this nation and all nations around the world. Imago Dei, all of us, created in the image and the likeness of God. None of that is possible if we're not inclusive and loving and hope-filled. God bless. Thank you for listening to me today.